Have you ever wondered why some people in their 70s and 80s seem to glide through life with strong, unbreakable bones, while others your age are already dealing with fractures, constant aches, and that terrifying fear of falling? What if I told you that there's one habit, something you probably do every single day without even thinking about it, that could be silently stealing your bone density, weakening your skeleton, and literally shortening your lifespan? This isn't about genetics. It's not about bad luck. And it's certainly not just part of getting older. This is about a dangerous habit that millions of Americans over 50 practice daily, completely unaware that they're essentially programming their bones for failure. You see, your bones aren't just static structures holding up your body. They're living, breathing tissues that are constantly rebuilding themselves. Every single day, your body breaks down old bone tissue and creates new, stronger bone to replace it. But here's what most people don't realize. This incredible process can be completely derailed by one seemingly innocent habit. Think about the last time you saw an elderly person shuffle carefully across a room, afraid to move too quickly. Picture that moment when someone's hip fractures from something as simple as stepping off a curb. These aren't random accidents. These are the end result of years, sometimes decades, of unknowingly participating in a bone-destroying habit that the medical community rarely talks about openly. The statistics are staggering and, frankly, terrifying. Every 12 seconds in America, someone over 50 suffers a bone fracture related to osteoporosis. That's 5 people every minute, 300 people every hour. And here's the most shocking part. Many of these fractures could have been prevented if people had simply stopped one common daily habit. But here's what gives me hope, and what should give you hope too. Your bones have an incredible ability to rebuild and strengthen themselves, even well into your 70s, 80s, and beyond. I've seen patients completely reverse years of bone loss by making just one crucial change to their daily routine. The difference is like night and day, from fragile, brittle bones that break at the slightest impact to strong, resilient bones that can handle whatever life throws at them. Today, I'm going to reveal the hidden habit that's been sabotaging your bone health for years, possibly decades. More importantly, I'm going to show you exactly how to stop this bone-destroying behavior and start rebuilding the strong, unbreakable skeleton you deserve at any age. This isn't another complicated medical lecture filled with terms you can't pronounce. This is a straightforward, honest conversation about something that affects every single person watching this video. Whether you're 50, 60, 70 or beyond, your bones are either getting stronger or getting weaker every single day. There's no middle ground. And the habit I'm about to expose determines which direction your bones are heading. You might be thinking, I already know about calcium and vitamin D. I take my supplements religiously. Or maybe you're saying, I do weight-bearing exercises just like my doctor recommended. That's wonderful, and I commend you for taking those steps. But here's the brutal truth. All the calcium in the world won't save your bones if you're still practicing this one destructive habit every single day. This habit is so common, so accepted in our society that it's practically invisible. It's something that 9 out of 10 people over 50 do without question. It's something that's been marketed to us as normal, even beneficial. But the science is crystal clear. This habit is one of the fastest ways to accelerate bone loss and increase your risk of life-threatening fractures. I've been studying bone health for over 2 decades, and I can tell you with absolute certainty that the patients who break this habit see remarkable improvements in their bone density within months. Not years, months. Their DEXA scans improve, their confidence returns. They stop living in fear of every step they take. But the patients who continue this habit, they face a grim future of increasing fragility, mounting medical bills, and worst of all, the loss of independence that comes with weak, brittle bones. Some never recover from their first major fracture. It's heartbreaking and it's completely preventable. Here's what we're going to cover in the next few minutes. First, I'll reveal exactly what this bone-destroying habit is and why it's so incredibly damaging to your skeletal system. Then, I'll explain the hidden mechanism by which this habit literally dissolves your bones from the inside out, and why your doctor might not have warned you about it. Finally, I'll give you a simple, actionable plan to stop this habit immediately and start rebuilding stronger bones starting today. But before we dive deep into this life-changing information, I need to know you're truly committed to protecting your bone health and your independence. If you're watching this video because you're genuinely concerned about your bones, your future mobility, and your quality of life, do me a favor, hit that like button right now. This tells me you're serious about making positive changes, and it helps me know that content like this is valuable to people like you. Also, make sure to subscribe to our channel and ring that notification bell, because we're constantly sharing breakthrough information that could literally save your bones and extend your healthy years. Now, I want you to engage with me. In the comments below, type the number 1 if you've ever worried about falling and breaking a bone. Type 2 if you've already experienced a fracture after age 50. And type 3 if you're determined to have strong, healthy bones for decades to come, no matter what your current age is. Your participation matters more than you realize. Every comment, every like, every share helps us reach more people who desperately need this information. Together, we can create a community of people who refuse to accept weak bones as an inevitable part of aging. The habit I'm talking about is something that affects nearly every American over 50, yet it's rarely discussed in the context of bone health. It's chronic sleep disruption and poor sleep quality. Now, before you think, oh, that's not so bad, everyone has trouble sleeping sometimes, let me explain exactly how devastating poor sleep is to your bones. When you don't get adequate quality sleep night after night, your body enters a state of chronic inflammation. This isn't the temporary inflammation you get from a cut or bruise. This is a persistent, low-grade inflammatory state that slowly but surely destroys your bone tissue from the inside out. Here's the scientific reality. During deep sleep, your body produces growth hormone, which is absolutely critical for bone regeneration. Without sufficient deep sleep, your growth hormone production plummets. At the same time, chronic sleep deprivation elevates cortisol levels, your stress hormone, which directly inhibits bone formation and accelerates bone breakdown. But it gets worse. Poor sleep disrupts your body's production of melatonin, which isn't just important for sleep, it's also a powerful antioxidant that protects your bone-building cells called osteoblasts. When melatonin levels drop due to poor sleep habits, your bones lose this crucial protection. Let me paint you a picture of what's happening inside your body when you consistently get poor sleep. Every night you toss and turn, every morning you wake up feeling unrested, your adrenal glands pump out more cortisol. This stress hormone is like acid to your bones. Cortisol works by blocking the absorption of calcium in your intestines, meaning that even if you're taking calcium supplements, your body can't use them effectively. Worse yet, cortisol actually pulls calcium directly out of your bones and dumps it into your bloodstream, where it's then lost through your urine. Think of your bones like a bank account. Every night of poor sleep is like making a withdrawal from your bone density account. At first, you might not notice the difference, but after months and years of chronic sleep disruption, your bone bank account becomes dangerously overdrawn. Research from the University of Pittsburgh followed over 11,000 postmenopausal women for several years and found that those who slept less than 5 hours per night had significantly lower bone density in their hips and spine compared to women who got 7 to 8 hours of quality sleep. The difference wasn't small, it was substantial enough to dramatically increase fracture risk. Here's something most people don't realize. Growth hormone isn't just important for children who are still growing. Adults continue to need growth hormone throughout their entire lives, and it's absolutely essential for maintaining strong bones. About 75% of your daily growth hormone production happens during deep sleep, specifically during what's called slow-wave sleep. When you don't get enough deep sleep, your growth hormone levels can drop by as much as 70%. This is catastrophic for your bones. Growth hormone stimulates the production of IGF-1, insulin-like growth factor 1, which directly tells your bone-building cells to get to work. Without adequate growth hormone, your bones simply cannot rebuild themselves effectively. It's like trying to construct a building without enough workers. The job doesn't get done properly. I've seen patients in their 60s and 70s who improved their sleep quality and saw remarkable improvements in their bone density markers within just 3 to 4 months. Their doctors were amazed, but the science is clear. Give your body the deep sleep it needs, and it will reward you with stronger bones. Chronic sleep deprivation triggers what scientists call a cytokine storm in your body. Cytokines are inflammatory molecules that in small amounts help your immune system function properly. But when you're chronically sleep deprived, these inflammatory molecules go haywire. Specifically, poor sleep elevates levels of inflammatory markers like IL-6, TNF-alpha, and C-reactive protein. These inflammatory molecules directly attack your bone-building cells and accelerate the activity of your bone-destroying cells called osteoclasts. It's like having demolition crews working overtime to tear down your bone structure, while the construction crews, your osteoblasts, are weakened and can't keep up with repairs. The result is inevitable. Your bones become weaker and more prone to fractures. Most people think of melatonin as just a sleep hormone, but recent research reveals it's also a powerful bone protector. Melatonin receptors are found throughout your skeletal system, and this hormone plays a crucial role in bone metabolism. When you have healthy sleep patterns, your body produces adequate melatonin, which helps regulate the balance between bone formation and bone breakdown. But when your sleep is disrupted, whether from staying up too late, drinking alcohol before bed, or having untreated sleep apnea, your melatonin production suffers dramatically. Studies show that people with low melatonin levels have significantly higher rates of osteoporosis and fractures. The connection is so strong that some researchers believe melatonin deficiency should be considered a major risk factor for bone disease, right alongside calcium deficiency and lack of exercise. One of the most overlooked causes of bone loss is untreated sleep apnea. This condition affects millions of Americans over 50, yet many don't even know they have it. Sleep apnea doesn't just disrupt your sleep, it creates a perfect storm of bone-destroying conditions. First, sleep apnea prevents you from reaching deep sleep stages, which means your growth hormone production is severely compromised. Second, the repeated oxygen drops that occur during apnea episodes trigger massive inflammatory responses throughout your body. Third, sleep apnea often leads to elevated cortisol levels that persist even during the day. I've had patients whose bone density improved dramatically once they started using a CPAP machine for their sleep apnea. The improvement wasn't gradual, it was rapid and substantial. Their bodies were finally able to rebuild bone tissue properly because they were getting the restorative sleep they desperately needed. In today's world, we're surrounded by screens that emit blue light, and this is having a devastating effect on our sleep quality and consequently our bone health. Blue light exposure, especially in the evening hours, suppresses melatonin production and disrupts our natural circadian rhythms. Many people over 50 have developed the habit of watching TV, using tablets, or checking their phones right up until bedtime. This seemingly innocent habit is actually setting up a cascade of bone-destroying processes. The blue light tricks your brain into thinking it's still daytime, preventing the natural rise in melatonin that should occur in the evening. Without adequate melatonin, not only do you have trouble falling asleep and staying asleep, but you also lose the bone protective benefits of this crucial hormone. It's a double hit to your skeletal system that many people never connect to their nightly screen time. Another major contributor to bone-destroying sleep habits is alcohol consumption, especially in the evening hours. Many people use alcohol as a sleep aid, thinking that a glass of wine or a nightcap will help them sleep better. The reality is exactly the opposite. While alcohol might help you fall asleep initially, it severely disrupts your sleep architecture. Alcohol prevents you from reaching the deep sleep stages where growth hormone is produced and where crucial bone repair processes occur. It also causes frequent awakenings throughout the night, further fragmenting your sleep. Additionally, alcohol is directly toxic to bone-building cells and interferes with calcium absorption. When you combine poor alcohol-disrupted sleep with alcohol's direct bone-damaging effects, you create a perfect recipe for rapid bone loss. Now that you understand how devastating poor sleep is to your bones, let me give you the roadmap to reclaim your bone health by optimizing your sleep. First, establish a consistent sleep schedule. Go to bed and wake up at the same time every day, even on weekends. Your bones thrive on consistency, and your circadian rhythm needs predictability to optimize hormone production. Create a technology curfew. Stop all screen use at least 2 hours before bedtime. If you must use devices, invest in blue light blocking glasses or use blue light filters on your devices. Better yet, replace evening screen time with bone-building activities like gentle stretching or reading a physical book. Transform your bedroom into a bone-healing sanctuary. Keep it cool, 65-68 telegraph, completely dark and as quiet as possible. Consider blackout curtains and a white noise machine if necessary. Your body produces the most growth hormone in cool, dark environments. If you suspect sleep apnea, get tested immediately. Sleep apnea treatment can dramatically improve bone density by restoring proper sleep architecture and reducing chronic inflammation. Don't ignore symptoms like loud snoring, morning headaches, or daytime fatigue. Consider natural melatonin support through evening habits, rather than relying solely on supplements. Dim lights in the evening, avoid large meals close to bedtime, and practice relaxation techniques like deep breathing or gentle meditation. Develop a wind-down routine that begins 2 to 3 hours before bed. This might include a warm bath with Epsom salts. The magnesium supports both sleep and bone health. Herbal tea like chamomile or passion flower, or gentle yoga poses that promote relaxation. Address stress and anxiety that might be keeping you awake. Chronic worry not only disrupts sleep, but also elevates cortisol levels throughout the day. Consider stress reduction techniques like journaling, prayer, or talking with a counselor. Here's what I want you to understand. Your bones are not condemned to weakness just because you're getting older. Every single night offers you a new opportunity to rebuild stronger, more resilient bones. The choice is entirely in your hands. I've seen remarkable transformations in patients who committed to improving their sleep quality. Within months, they're walking with more confidence, moving without fear, and living with the peace of mind that comes from having strong, healthy bones. Your independence, your mobility, your quality of life in the years ahead, all of these depend on the choices you make starting tonight. You can continue the habit of poor sleep and watch your bones gradually weaken, or you can take control and start the process of rebuilding your skeletal strength. The path forward is clear. The science is undeniable. The only question is, are you ready to prioritize your sleep for the sake of your bones and your future? Start tonight. Create your technology curfew. Prepare your bedroom environment. Commit to a consistent sleep schedule. Your bones will thank you, your body will thank you, and your future self will thank you. If this video opened your eyes to the critical connection between sleep and bone health, please hit that like button and share this information with someone you care about. Subscribe to our channel for more life-changing health insights that can help you age with strength and vitality. In the comments below, tell me, What's one change you're going to make to your sleep routine starting tonight? Your commitment could inspire others to take action for their bone health too. Remember, strong bones aren't a privilege reserved for the lucky few. They're a choice available to anyone willing to prioritize the habits that support skeletal health. Sleep well and build those bones strong.